there, it's Jenny from Southern Savers. It's Monday night and time for the Q&A. Really late for the Q&A, but hey, you know who's counting at this point. So our goal every Monday night is to try to answer any questions that you have on saving money and couponing, and also to bring a topic that is something to talk about while questions are coming in, but also to try to teach you on some things too if you've been trying to figure out one section or one area of your budget. So tonight, really last week, someone asked specifically if we could talk about saving on baby stuff. So that's our goal tonight, is baby stuff, and then some big kids too, because I know that, a lot of us have moved on through those phases. But there's generally the same ways to save on some things, no matter how old our kids get. So that's my plan of what to talk about if there are no questions, and then we'll jump back and forth between the two. So if you are new and you've never joined in, you just leave your questions right in the comments, and I will see them, or my husband will see them. Odds are other folks will answer them long before I do sometimes, but I will answer them. So just, have a few minutes of patience with me if I'm in the middle of a baby segment, and then we'll jump back to questions and go back and forth is usually how we try to play the game. So it is always fun though to join in, and I do apologize for being late. I didn't even change. So you guys get me straight from our troop meeting tonight. And that's just how Monday nights are. We would have been great had I actually gotten dinner and my children beforehand. Just always sets you off. So, but you know what? We're here now. So as we dive in, and I'm pulling this up so that I can make sure I'm in for everybody's comments. Oh, Carrie, you're great. Carrie said that we helped her save $130 on our last shopping trip to Publix. That's huge. And Publix has had some really good ads lately. So that's a fun one. The next week's Publix ad that's already up on the site is also pretty awesome. So just to, get ready, start getting ready for those deals. Aaron, you're hilarious. That is a requirement. Okay. So to dive in on the baby side of things, and then I'll jump back to questions too, because I already see we've got some off topic, which is great. The first big part of babies that everybody wants to know is really diapers, formula, food, that kind of category. So diapers in my boat, or we'll separate them out. That is usually maybe 80% of the time going to be a drugstore purchase. So if you are in diaper land and you are not shopping CVS or Walgreens, you need to. Considerable savings by just using those drugstore rewards. That is how we have bought diapers ever since learning. Now, I have twins. They were my first two, and I did not start drugstoring until they were almost 1.5. I don't even want to think about the money that we spent on diapers for two babies in that first 1.5 years. We just have to move forward. It's all about how much we can save now and not think about the past. But before we learned to drugstore, I would just buy house brands. That's all we could really afford. I would be between the Target house brand and the Publix house brand. And those were the two that I liked the most because they're actually made by the same company. But that was all that we could handle. Since figuring out drugstores, all we buy is national brands. So Pampers and Huggies, we're living large in the good stuff, but for a fraction of the price. So I have, and I should have pulled the link if I had not come flying down the driveway. We have a diaper by price post, and it's, I wrote it a couple of years ago, but it still, all those prices are exactly the same. So I'm going to get my husband to find that and get him to stick it in the comments for you guys. But that is, first off, that's your homework. Just read that. It talks a little bit about the drugstores, but it also really talks about what our goal is and kind of having a price point that we want to put in the back of our mind. Diapers are tricky because I can't put size 1 pack as a price per diaper on the same level that I put a pack of Easy Ups or a size 5 or a size 6, because there are fewer and fewer in each package. This guy has 35 in the pack. This guy has 22, but they're usually the same price, or my coupons are the same. They're on sale together. I can't compare them though. It's not apples to apples in this situation. So you need to have a price per diaper that you are willing to pay. And I know that seems crazy, but I have a little chart already done out for you. It's very easy to remember. And you will possibly even beat that price on a fairly regular basis by getting used to shopping those sales. So when I say the drugstores, the concept is, or the sale that I want you to kind of look for is that they're going to put diapers on sale by $30 worth, and they're going to give you a $10 reward. Walgreens and CVS are both going to run that. They run it once a month for Pampers. They run it once a month for Huggies. They'll run side rewards that aren't quite as good in off weeks, but that buy 30 and get 10, that's our gold standard that we want to look for the most. And we don't want to miss those weeks when they run it, because then I'm getting back 30%. Boom, 30%. And I still get to use coupons. That's buy 30 before coupons. So in the end, we usually can end up with packs of Pampers and Huggies in the $4 to $4.50 range with just manufacturer's coupons. This week, I wish we had a really great deal. We don't. But this week, if I pulled up my CVS account, you would see I've got a $3 off $15 store coupon for diapers. And I can pair that in with a crazy good deal on diapers and manufacturer's coupon. So that $4 or that $4.50 mark, you can end up beating it. If I've got some good store coupons to add in, we're going to cream it. But $4 for a pack of diapers isn't bad either. So we're going to take what we can get. Some weeks it's going to be a little higher. Some weeks it's going to be lower, but we're still going to set that price point. And maybe if you're a Pampers family, I'd set it at $5, because Pampers, sometimes they get a little chintzy and they only give us $1 coupons. That's what we have right now in terms of printables. So we have to get what we can get if this is your brand. You will save a lot more money to switch between the brands of Huggies and Pampers, and occasionally grabbing if there's some crazy good house brand deal. That's the case with anything we buy, guys. Any brand loyalty will cost you money. So if this is the only brand diaper that you purchase, you're going to miss deals on Huggies. You're going to miss deals on Loves. So just so you realize, being brand loyalty, it does have a cost. Yes, we're going to get great deals on Pampers, but you're missing out on the other brands too. So consider not being brand loyal is a huge one. And I know there are always mamas who say, well, yeah, we can't use this brand, or we can't use that brand. It causes this or it causes that. I hear you. I would say let's try some things to see if that's really the case. Let's try some diaper rash creams and other things before we really make that call. And then if you have to make it. But at least try, if you don't, to work between brands. We have never had a child who could not handle a brand. Though I will say, we have had parents that could not handle a brand. And that was actually organic, I guess, frou-frou diapers. If we wanted to give them a label, I'm not going to call a brand out. But we did end up getting some diapers. They were crazy, crazy cheap with some credit that we had. So we did it. We knew that we were having a baby soon, and we just grabbed all these diapers, and they were organic, high-end diapers. Every time that child had big business, it was a mess all over the place. It couldn't contain a thing. We ended up giving them all away. So that brand got nixed in our boat, and it wasn't because it affected somebody. It was because we didn't want to deal with the mess that it caused. So, we all have things that we can't handle. We are obviously not frou-frou people. We couldn't handle that. So we are all about just give me Pampers and Huggies. Now, let's see. So I see Carrie replying to Megan, and Megan's talking about formula. So let me, and I'll answer to Megan on that in just a second. But one more thing in terms of diapers. So I said 80% of the time that we're going to end up grabbing them in the drugstores, but 20% of the time we are going to see some good deals in the grocery stores and Target. So I don't want to say that it's never going to happen there. My Publix shoppers, Publix has gotten on a kick of running Huggies and Pampers, like buy 2 and get $7 off. They're running that on the Huggies cases starting in the new ad on Wednesday. And they're running Pampers, buy 2 and get $5 off. If you've got really great coupons to pair in with that, it does make for a deal. There are currently Publix store digital coupons for $3 off of 1 pack of diapers or 1 pack of pull-ups. So if I went in and I bought a pack of diapers or a pack of pull-up, or one of each, because I got to buy 2 to get the $5 off. When they run those sales, you really do have to buy 2. It's kind of annoying when you're used to only having to buy 1. But if they are going to run the sale and they have 2 $3 off coupons, you should use them, and it's going to make for a decent price. So, just to point that out, and I'm going to pull this up just to show you guys as well. Let's see if we can, yay, I didn't have time to prep everything. But just to show you what I'm talking about, we can come to Publix. I'm going to sort it by baby. And then under baby, these are going to expire soon, or they might already be gone. They were there earlier. Okay, well, there you go. Publix e-coupons go really fast, guys, and I don't make this up. But there were 2 $3 off diaper coupons. If you didn't load them, they aren't there now, so you can just ignore that Pampers deal for right now. We have Pampers coupons coming in Sunday's paper. A little heads up there of what's coming this coming weekend. So maybe you decide to go that route. Let's see. Sometimes I will say Publix puts things in wrong categories, so I don't want to give up the hunt and assume they're not there, though they probably are. They've probably all been loaded. So I mentioned this on Sunday when I did a Facebook Live, but Publix e-coupons, as soon as they match in with sales, when I load that Publix ad, you need to load your digital coupons. Because they all have budgets. So I'm trying to scan it really quick. Sorry if it's driving you crazy on your phone. But now I'm kind of itching to know, but I guess they are. They're very gone. So you get the idea though. There are going to be sales. So Publix has them $5 off of 2 packs. They're regular priced, but we've even had that lineup with store coupons. So there have been some crazy good deals where we've left with Huggies diapers for $2 a pack in Publix. So I don't ever want to say you're only going to be in the drugstore for this, because the grocery stores are going to do well. Another grocery store deal that's going to start this weekend is Harris Teeter Super Doubles. So if you're near a Harris Teeter, we've got a lot of $2 Huggies printable coupons, even full price. It makes a pack of Huggies $4.50. But most of the time they're smart and they put those diapers on sale during Super Double week. So that's a great time to buy diapers. If you've got a Harris Teeter near you, shop Harris Teeter Super Doubles and just go crazy, especially with those Huggies $2 coupons. Now, sadly, we don't have Pampers $2 coupons to pair in. We've got $1 coupons, and we have $3 off 2. That's what's coming in Sunday's paper. So not going to work at all for Super Doubles. So go Huggies, hopefully you can. And then the other deal to mention before I move on to formula is the gift card deals in Target. So they run these guys really twice a month. It almost feels like it's every other week. It's 2 weeks in a row, and then they'll take a break off. There's not necessarily a rhyme or a reason, but you'll see 2 different kinds. You'll see a $5 when you buy 2 or 3 on the jumbo packs, but normally it's a $10 off 2 on the cases. So in my boat, it doesn't always hit the price point that we want to hit. So I'm going to just throw that out there. I know a lot of people like to grab the cases because you feel like if the biggest box of diapers showed up at your house that you would finally save money. But it's not really the case. So with diaper cases, just to kind of get this one out of the way too, and y'all just throw this into that whole Sam's and Costco thing. Erin will automatically say that I'm getting on my little mini soapbox. But the bigger box is not the best option usually. So a case of Pampers diapers, for example, usually has about 3 of these little packs in it. And they're going to charge you, the Target price is $25. So it's 3 of these guys in there for $25. It sounds like a deal at this point because these are normally, $10 a piece, $9 a piece in Target, really, $8.99. So we're going to say 9. That would be $27 if I wanted to buy them separately in Target without coupons. But if I want to buy them with coupons, I'm going to get a better price by buying 3 packs and using a coupon on each pack than I am for buying 1 box and using 1 coupon. Do you see the difference there? It's math. I know I lose some people when we get there, but that's the problem because individually I can use more coupons and I get a much bigger savings in the end than I do when we cram them all in a box and I get to use 1 coupon. So don't always go running in for case deals. The Target deal that I would recommend is the one where it's buy $100 and get the $20 gift card or the $30 gift card. We just had that last week, so you just missed it if you're waiting for it, but we do see it once a month. That's been their rotation. So we've seen it in May, June, July. I actually want to say we skipped August, but maybe we didn't, and then we saw it this month. So they tend to be nice and give us those baby coupons, or maybe it's that they don't have a lot of creativity, and this week they tried and we got a cheese coupon. So I'm cool with the baby coupon. I don't think a whole bunch of people are going to Target to just go crazy on cheese with that ad coupon. I mean, it's a savings, and we'll take the gift card, but it's a little on the strange side too. Okay, so let's take some off topic here. Erin, off topic, but having an issue with a Kroger cashier in checkout and owing nothing thanks to digital coupons and best customer digitals. I bet that that did confuse a Kroger cashier. I don't know if that's your question or if it was a question, but when you get into Kroger and you have those digital coupons that just outright make things free, they can't stop them. And that's what I love there, because that whole 5-time use coupon and another digital, they work just like I'm telling you, and they can't stop it. Oh, Robin, you're so sweet. Yes, I have. We've been doing keto now I've been doing keto now for a week and a half. My husband has been doing it for a lot longer. And I'm down a chunk. I think a lot of it is I obviously was eating way too much bread. But it is going well. And Maria, I've not heard about Walgreens changing their point system. I was just there last week. But I'll go digging and see what I can find. In terms of changes, I'm guessing it's not happening immediately. They usually take some time with that. But I'll see what I can find and let you know. Let's see. Do I know of any diaper banks in Columbia that I can drop off diapers at? I overstocked. Wow. Now, Carrie, that is impressive to overstock on diapers with twins. You should win an award for that. So what I would actually recommend, Carrie, is that you take those diapers straight to the food bank. There is not a diaper bank in Columbia specifically, but Harvest Hope Food Bank in our area would love them. Every time that I've been in there volunteering or touring, I've done a couple of Facebook Lives there. They have a huge diaper cart that has, just the crates stuck in it for each size, and they're usually completely empty, or they have a few in size 2 and no other diapers to give people. So that is where I would encourage you to go. And the other option is that if you haven't opened them, and your kids may be potty trained, I don't know, but if you haven't opened them but you need bigger sizes, you can always exchange them in the stores. Walmart is actually the easiest to work with on this, but any store would exchange it, even without a receipt. If I come in and I've got, you had a diaper shower and you got a bunch of size 1s, but you don't need a size 1 anymore. Or in my situation, you have an aunt that bought this for you and then she keeps using it as a prop for a Facebook Live and never takes it to you until you're probably 5 months old. That's the case. That's what's going to happen with this one. Though I think that my nieces we're only at 6 or 7 weeks still. We can still use these, right? So you can take these into the store to customer service and say, hey, I haven't opened it, haven't touched it, and I need size 2s or I need size 3s. So that's an option too. But I love the donation. If you don't need them, donate them. So the Pampers coupon this coming weekend is $3 off 2 bags, which these are bags, the jumbo packs. And there's a $3 off box. They are both going to only be good for 2 weeks. That's what P&G's new thing is here. But it's not as high as we saw last month, because last month it was $3 off 1. And this coming week, it's $3 off 2. Okay. Let's see. Someone else is asking how much weight. So I didn't want to come right out and say it, but in a week and a half, I've lost 10 pounds. So, and as a nurse, I know that's not how fast you should lose it. I'm eating. Believe me, with keto, you eat. Our recipe called for pork skins on top to make things crunchy. And you eat well, you just don't eat carbs. So we're not starving ourselves when I say that number, I promise. Do I know of any upcoming deals and gift card deals on the iPhone 8? So Lynn, there are actually a number of them. And I think this week is Samsung week at Target, but they tend to alternate. So if it's Samsung week, then the next week's going to be iPhone. So there are going to be a few gift card deals as we get closer to the holidays on 8 as well, because it's now the old model. The 8 is now 2 releases ago. Because the new phones just came out. They just announced them, what's today? 2 weeks ago, on September 12th. So, being 2 releases ago with the 8, we're going to see come Christmas time some pretty big markdowns and some pretty big gift card deals, as most people are going to want that newer model, and they really want to push you to pay top dollar for that newer model. The best gift card deal that we always see is at the Sam's pre-Black Friday 1-day event. It's usually 2 weeks before Black Friday, give or take. And they, in the past, have run $350 gift cards on iPhone models. So I don't know if you want to hold out that far, because that's still 2 months away. Actually, Thanksgiving is 2 months away. It's kind of hard to acknowledge. So it's a month and a half away. That's going to be your best option. Runner up is to look at Verizon and see if they're offering any incentives. So T-Mobile last week was offering buy one, get one. You had to open a new line for one of those phones, but not for both. And if you needed to do that, that's huge. If you don't need both phones, you open the line and you get one phone, and you could sell the other one if you wanted to on eBay, especially if they're not going to attach it to a line. But looking for those as options too, and then watching Target. Target's the one that's just regularly going to run a gift card, and they do tend to alternate every other week. Okay, I need to get to formula and kind of keep moving, and I'll come back. I've got lots of questions. I love that you guys always keep me hopping. So with formula, which was Megan's question too, and I know someone already answered, that they focus on Target. Formula is thrown into drugstore reward deals, so I wouldn't look past that, but I would definitely get signed up to get formula checks. Those are just a huge savings. And don't forget that it almost feels like everybody can sign up for them. So grandparents, aunts, just get everybody to go in. There will be an option. What is your relationship? And they're not lying. They don't have to say mom. There will be an option for aunt. There will be an option for grandmother. And you should do that. The same with even like the Publix Baby Club. It's not just for the parents. So get everyone to do that, and then get them to share those with you. And then keep in mind that I can do gift card deals and I can do extra care buck deals with those checks. They're just how you're paying. It's like a coupon, but in a sense, it's really the currency that you're paying with. And I can still do the deals with them. So that is going to be huge on whatever formula you choose to go with. The other thing to consider is looking at some house brand formulas. In the long run, if you don't want to mess with formula checks, or you don't want to mess with gift card deals and having to follow the deals, then seeing if that house brand is going to work for you. Walmart's house brand is the cheapest by far, and they've done a lot of marketing to make it that. and to insist basically that it stays that. How it compares, I don't know. I've not ever used it, but that, just to point you in that direction. And then someone else was saying, Diana was asking, do they do manufacturer checks with diaper brands like the companies do for formula? So a long time ago, Diana, they used to have twin and multiples programs with the diaper brands where they would send you batches of extra coupons to help pay for your multiple birth. They don't do that anymore because multiples aren't as rare as they used to. It might also be that they don't want to have to spend the time to verify it, because back then you sent, I remember when my girls were born, you sent copies of the birth certificate in to prove that I had 2 of them. I'm not trying to cheat the system. But most of them do not do that anymore. That said, if you call them, most of them will send some coupons just for you calling them. But that's a one-time, you got your coupon. You would have to end up calling all the time, and they're not going to do that. They're going to quickly realize oh, we talk to you every month. So if you're curious on that, that's not hard to figure out. The number's on the bag. So any product that you want to call on, this is grocery too, guys. If you want coupons for something that you can never find coupons on, call the company, because they all tend to respond with the same answer. Sure, we'll send you coupons, or Facebook message them. That's the quick way now to send a Facebook message. Okay, so Karen says, I'm new at couponing. What tips would you recommend for me to do when it comes to getting the newspaper, or is it better to order the coupon? So Catherine, with that one, it really depends on where you live. So if you live in Charlotte, North Carolina, or Jacksonville, Florida, you're getting a great newspaper. It's one of the bigger cities. You're getting a ton of offers in your newspaper. Just get your local paper. But if you live in a small city, then getting a bigger paper by ordering inserts is probably in your best interest. So the smaller the city, the smaller the city, the fewer the coupons are in those inserts. They put more in bigger cities because it's kind of like a commercial. It reaches more people, and they know that. So that's really what you're wanting to look for. This is a great question. So D-Sound asks, have you tried any of the kids' toy activity subscription boxes? Any recommendations, or not worth the price? So we have not tried toy subscription boxes, but we have tried activity ones, and a couple of them. One that our girls really liked, 2 in the kind of science realm. So Kiwi Crate makes one, and they have them by ages. So if your kids are little, you can get one that they can handle. If you've got middle school, high school, one that they can handle, that is science-based. So it comes in and they've got things to build and things to figure out. That's our girls. We just have very math science kids. So we've tried that. It was enjoyed. They're expensive. The cheapest way to get them is to always get the year subscription. It's significantly cheaper, and always look for a coupon code when you start. And then we also tried one, and I'm not sure, it makes me want to look it up before I even mention it. That is a guy here in town that is starting up the same thing. And it is called Rumble Lab. And I'm looking it up. So yeah, rumblelab.com. And they do the same boxes of a monthly challenge crate, and the kids have to figure it all out and build it. So Rumble Lab for us, when we did that one, where Kiwi Crate stops is almost where Rumble Lab picks up. So it's more advanced, much more sciencey, much more things to figure out on your own. Our girls really, really liked that. And there's a lot of moving parts in that box too. So don't lose a piece. That would be our personal tip. And once you open the box, but it was really fun to build, as they built their own can crusher using tubes and syringes and all sorts of things. So that's another one. Rumble Lab probably would be above Kiwi Crate in our book, and we got to meet the folks who run it. And then the other one that we've tried is Little Passports. Little Passports would be a great gift item, and they've got a couple of options, but each month they send you activities and things about either a different country in the world, or you can do the United States, and It's a couple different states that come in each box, and the kids get to learn about traveling. Those are the 3 that we've tried. The girls loved all of them. Price long-term was the reason that we did not continue with Kiwi Crate or Little Passports. And Rumble Lab, the one that we got, we were given. So, just to be upfront and honest, and that he gave me that box when I met him. And at the time they were still starting. So he didn't have any other boxes, but they do now. So that would be one where I have to confess, I don't even know what the price is on Rumble Lab, but it was a really good box. If your kids are not math and science focused, Kiwi Crate does have a lot of artistic, so it's not just math and science, but that is our focus for sure. And Karen, we did cover rewards on diapers, so I'm guessing, meaning the rewards programs, but I did not cover, if what you mean is like the Pampers rewards, looking for where it is. So Pampers rewards, that I'm going to enter the code that is always taped on the inside or printed on the inside. And Huggies also has a rewards program. So if you save those codes, you enter them online, and then you can get things. You can get higher value coupons. You can get free products. One thing to warn you on the rewards, they really like to put in Shutterfly freebies. Guys, those are free everywhere. So don't save up your rewards for Shutterfly freebies unless those freebies involve free shipping as well. But free photo book codes are out almost every other week. It feels like free print codes are out every other week. So if you're going to do the rewards programs, go for something bigger. Save up for a Starbucks gift card for mama to go away for an hour break versus spending it on a reward that I could have gotten from a Kellogg's email in a few more weeks, unless it involves free shipping, because none of the other codes involve free shipping. If they're going to throw those at you, you have my permission. You can grab them. Okay, so thanks, Karen. Karen's throwing in the changes for Walgreens. That's going to be a pretty huge change. From what Karen's saying, redemption on Walgreens points is changing to a $5 max per transaction, effective 11/4. I guess I've got a good 60,000 points that I need to use up in the next month. So Walgreens, for them, I don't know. They've made rewards programs, and then they love to make rules around them. And this is why I tend to be a CVS girl. But I can't say I'm super surprised by them either. Let's see. Jenny asks, can I share how I'm couponing with keto? So keto is solid meat. And for us, it's really been hitting the chef store. We grabbed a thing of ground beef, and my husband grabbed a box of steaks that were already vacuum sealed. So we've been doing a lot of steaks. We've also been grabbing meat that might be on sale in the grocery store. I do tend to try to look at what's on meat markdown in Buy Low or Lowe's Foods when I'm in there. You will never find markdown meat in Publix. They don't do that. They just regrind it. And if you look for the Publix market ground beef, it is all their meat markdowns just reground into ground beef. But in the other stores, you can get some pretty good deals looking for those meat markdowns. Kroger has some killer ones too for anyone that's a Kroger shopper. I'm not regularly in there. But those would be our big ways to save on kind of the more unique cuts that I can't get in bulk at the chef store. But that's our go-to there. And then the other side of it, Jenny, is our produce box. Because with keto, I can still do a ton of cabbage. We did zucchini noodles, lettuce, if it's green, basically, you're good. So that's all coming out of our produce box. We have been buying some extra cabbages. I don't think we've ever eaten this much cabbage. I remember some of you guys giving me recipe ideas because I have all this cabbage, and this was a few months ago. But now we have cabbage coming out of our ears, and we're eating it almost every other night. It's actually not that bad. It's quite delicious when you have a whole bunch of meat to throw in with it. But there's not much that you can grab that is packaged and eat for keto. So my couponing is really for the kids right now. I I can't eat most anything that is a canned and packaged item because almost everything in the store has added sugar, and that's going to nix it for you on keto. Okay. Oh yeah. So Aaron said, I made an online order to Walgreens. I used points for the order and later found out that it not only did the points, did it not use them, but I was also charged the full amount instead of the $3. So Aaron, I don't know if it has arrived yet or not, but I do know that this is how Walgreens works with online purchases until it ships, and that the points that you should earn are given to you after it ships, and that if it ends up shipping in multiple boxes, it can end up messing up the points. So yes, I would call Walgreens corporate and just get them to iron it out. It is a known problem that they have that is based on whether or not the item came in multiple shipments, or whether or not they have fully processed the card, and then they're going to end up kind of fixing it in the end after the item arrives. But I would call just to make sure that you get that all checked out. Oh, and then let's get back on topic here, because we've got lots of people asking about formula checks. So Rachel and Tiffany. So what are formula checks? If you head to Infamil.com or Similac's website, and they're all going to say, sign up for our welcome kit, sign up for this, and you give them your name and your address, they're going to send you an envelope welcome kit. Sometimes it's got more fun things in it other than just the coupons. You'll get some freebies of actual bottles and whatnot too. But what will come is a check. It's already made out to the retailer for a certain amount. And they usually start with really high values when they first send them to you. So I remember with our kids getting some for like $9-10 in one check. And then the longer you've been getting them, the less that they send, the less the value, and then they kind of stop sending them. So in other words, if you're on formula for a really long time, you should really just have a baby like every 9 months, and then you can keep getting more checks. But that is what they are. So we want to go directly to the brand's website. You want to sign up for their welcome kits. That'll be somewhere on the brand's website, and then that will get you started with getting formula checks. And you'll be set for a little bit. The other thing to do is to also talk to your pediatrician. And if we're talking like brand new baby, or you haven't even delivered yet, even the hospital and a lactation consultant. So it seems strange that a lactation consultant would have formula resources, but they do. And they can give you some of those bags that the hospital will give you, and they'll have other coupons and checks that they can help you out with too. So a lactation consultant is required to not force you to have to breastfeed, and that's why they have those available, even though they might be hesitant to give them out. Those are great resources for getting more too. Okay, and clipped coupons page. There are a number of sites that do this. Clip to Save is a lot of people's favorites. I've always, whenever I've ordered clip coupons, which has been a really long time for me now, I've always used The Coupon Clippers. They're out of Orlando, and you have to put the in the front or you don't get the right website. But those are the two that I hear people recommend the most. I have no doubt that people will also put a number in on the comments for you too. And then Brittany, this is a great question. What about milk bags and nursing pads? So we will actually see those items very randomly, but usually still once every 6 months or just not 6 months, 6 weeks. That'll be really long, far apart. Once every 6 weeks, sometimes sooner, be gift card deals. They'll be hidden items. They will not usually be in the weekly ad, but when you walk through the baby section, they will have a $5 Target gift card when you buy 2. So it's something to get back. The other thing that you can do is reach out to those companies. Gerber makes nursing pads as well, so don't forget about them. And Lancino is your big brand. So reach out to Lancino or Medela and see if they would send you some coupons for those. The other thing that I would consider looking into is Amazon, seeing if they are running any incentives, any subscribe and save, and get your 15% off and then cancel it. Don't ever keep your subscribe and save, but get that first order and get that discount. That would be another one, because this isn't something that you're going to order, every week. It's something that, you're probably going to need, for me, one box ended up lasting. I never had a ton. I actually have a box of a half box in my car waiting to be donated somewhere. That's just how we were. And then one other thing, and this may be strange for you, is to look into the reusable nursing pads. I ended up using those with my last kiddo. I'm not really a crunchy person, so that's what I went to immediately with them, but they were actually so much more comfortable and so much easier to use. So it's probably way too TMI, but just chiming in. It's a way to save money because you just throw it in the washing machine and you're good to go. I'm just saying. Okay. Out of that category now. Let's see. Okay. Everyone's getting antsy trying to find out about keto. I know. Okay. Let's talk there. Sorry, guys. I haven't been sitting on the comments. I've been kind of just sitting on what, my husband's been sharing with me because there's so much. It's hard for me to read all of the comments and keep up at the same time. I'll just stop talking if all I do is read the comments. So keto for us. We did talk meat a little bit, and I see some folks talking about Winn-Dixie meat markdowns are the same. Winn-Dixie and Violet are owned by the same store, so really good discounts there. And then the chef store, I see one person mentioning Gordon Food Service. So Wendy, I'm glad you found one near you. And then going just whole on for meat. Also with keto, thinking about things that I guess we just need to do a keto Q&A. And here I'm like a week and a half in, so I don't really feel like an expert on this, guys. But I've done my life. If you were to look at my search history, is how many carbs are in this? How many carbs are in this? As I dig everything up. But salads are great. You just can't throw in any sort of fruit on that salad. So we can all go get a free Wendy's salad right now, but it's got cranberries and it's got apples in it. You're out. The Chick-fil-A superfood side, you're out. So don't try to eat fast food because there isn't much that you can grab. But that's what you need to think of at home is, like the other night we had lettuce, green bell peppers, tomatoes, and that's salad. And carb wise, it's probably, if we were to add it all up based on our serving, it's probably only about 3 carbs total. And then we're going for a salad dressing with only 1 carb in it. And there are a number of those. You just need to look for no sugar added to be the big thing on when you're kind of digging through. I've also found you need to be a little careful with bars. So Atkins bars, where you feel like you are watching, you're already in that low carb mindset. They do their math a little bit differently. So make sure that you are, you can look that up. I don't want to try to break it down, but Atkins fully takes out alcohol sugars, which is all of our like stevias and truvias, and you shouldn't necessarily take them all out of your counts, or you'll be a little too high to stay in ketosis. And then just so you kind of get through. And then, so in terms of eating out, Jessica's saying, you could go bunless. We found a few things, when we were traveling this weekend here on the road. You've got to eat, Zaxby's. You can order, I call them naked wings. If you say that to the lady on the, through the drive-through, she'll be like, do you mean with no sauce? Yeah. So they sell traditional wings. They have no breading on them. They have 0 carbs. And then they're actually really good. So just traditional wings, no sauce, and Zaxby's, 0 carbs. They come with a side of celery, which is technically 1 gram of carbs, but I don't know. I feel like celery should be a negative food personally. But that's just me. So that right there is a delicious meal. So if you see a Zaxby's, you're good to go on Zaxby's. Jimmy John's, you've got their lettuce wrapped sandwiches. You got to nix ketchup, no ketchup whatsoever, no bun, and just think about what has sugar in it. I will warn you, everything's going to look amazing. So grocery shopping last week for me was one of the hardest trips because I was ready to just buy the whole freezer section. and the idea of going through and, yeah, I wanted it all. This week, I'm not so bad, but I have a feeling if you sat in front of me and you ate ice cream, and if any of you are eating ice cream right now, like, I don't need to know. I don't want to know. Because I would probably like to eat it with you. It's not very fun. And yeah, it's hard to coupon on keto, because Wendy, everything in the grocery store, and I wish I grabbed baby things for props today. I didn't grab food. But pretty much everything in my pantry has carbs in it. That was what my husband said when he was on it all by himself and we were still eating great meals in front of him. Everything has added sugar. Even peanut butter has added sugar. So you have to analyze everything that you're putting into your cart and think about those things. So we have gone, really, almost to a paleo side of keto because it's cheaper for me. And I know that seems crazy to say, but we've basically gone to meat and produce. And then you get butter. So that way I'm not going out. I don't want to have to go out and buy really, really high-end items to make this work. That is not my goal. So my goal, my husband and I were just discussing it this weekend, is that our health insurance has a healthy incentive discount. And I am now officially 9 pounds away from it. And he is like half a pound away from it. And that's our goal. We need to both hit it and then sign up for it. And it's going to save us 20% off a month. That's huge. So that's my goal, is to hit that point. I don't know that I'll keep going after that. I just want to hit it. Their healthy incentive is a definite incentive right now. So I don't want to break the bank though, trying to buy all these weird products, and just to make that work. So our other big snack, I shared all those almonds that I got really for him. They're now my snack too. But almonds are great. Grab it and go. Cheese. We have a Target cheese gift card this week that I was making fun of earlier, is another great kind of grab and go snack as well. 0 carbs. However, stay away from shredded cheese. You need to shred your cheese yourself. Shredded cheese does have 1 gram of carbs in it. Because of the cellulose that they're putting around the cheese to keep it from sticking to itself. So no shredded cheese. If you're really, really, being a miser with things, you're still allowed up to 20 for most of us. There you go. Okay. My husband's telling me I have to get back onto the topic, but that is keto for us. And Wendy, to answer your question, because I just thought, yes, you can have tea, not sweet tea. And in my book, we live in the South, and that is just wrong. So while the husband has made some tea and he's been drinking it, I've just gone water, because tea should have sugar in it. Okay. To jump back in, there we go. I'm glad that other people agree with me on the tea. It should be illegal. But just so, I'm glad we're on the same page. Okay. Let's go a little further into big kids. We've kind of hit the big ones on babies. We already hit it if you joined in late on diapers. We hit it on formula. I guess food. So in terms of food, we're going to see grocery stores run BOGO sales, and we're going to see a number of coupons out for all the various brands. Do not be brand loyal with baby food. Almost everybody's organic now. So if that's your issue, you're set. But honestly, to save the most money on baby food, you should just be making it yourself. And the number one thing that I think that everyone should have is an immersion blender. So we have one. If I had thought about it, I would have it right here to show you if you don't even know what I'm talking about. But an immersion blender it's the stick blender. And we would take whatever we were eating for dinner, put it in a coffee cup, and use the immersion blender, and it would take our food on the dining room table and purify it, or not purify it, puree it. That's the right word. And boom, this is now what you're having for dinner. So if we were having a Sunday roast with potatoes and carrots, it all went in the coffee cup. The coffee cup's just the perfect size for the immersion blender. We don't need to make a ton, and you can eat what we're eating for dinner, or your fork. We don't have to go super fine for older kids. but that is so much cheaper than buying baby food. If you want to go in bulk, ice cube trays. That's what you need. So use your immersion blender, do a whole bunch of beef stew, and then put it in ice cube trays and put it straight in the freezer. Once it's frozen, break them out and put them in a Ziploc bag. But those ice cube trays, most people don't realize it, but most ice cube trays are right at 1 ounce in terms of the size, which is 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons equals an ounce. This is where my nursing skills are coming in because they drill in all of these equations and conversions. But we've got 1 ounce, and then most baby food containers the jars are 3 ounces and the pouches are 4. So it kind of gives you an idea of how much you would need for a meal. But 9 times out of 10, our kids just ate whatever we were eating. And then as they got older, we stop using the immersion blender. We start using the fork to mash it up, and they're ready to take more solid foods. I remember going to a wedding out of town. We had a 9-month-old family at the same table. We knew them. We were all related. Also had, I think theirs was actually 10 or 11 months old. Ours is down here eating green beans just right off our plate. They were soft. She was great. She was loving it. And theirs would only take pureed, still from a pouch or a jar of food, and wouldn't touch anything with texture. So it is a good thing to give kids texture early, and pouch and jar baby food isn't going to do that. The texture's not there. They do not want to be sued because they put too much texture in. So just huge advice on that one. It's going to set your kids up for being able to eat solid foods a little faster, to just kind of do it yourself. Immersion blender first, fork when you feel like they're ready for it. But that would be the route to go. Thank you, Erin. I want you to have a huge glass of sweet tea for me and ice cream. Can you do that one too? That would be great. Now for big kids, one of the things we've already had back to school, but one of the big things that I did want to mention just in general for big kids is consignment sales. And we are in the end of consignment sales season, but you want to kind of put on your calendar. This really helps for baby gear too, guys. It's a whole bunch of things. But March and August/early September, those are your windows. March and mid-August, mid-September. They kind of, that one straddles the month. Those are consignment sale pockets. And we don't see consignment sales outside of those 2 months that are really any good. So mark them on your calendar, start looking for where you want to head to. And then my biggest tip with consignment sales, whether we're going for big kid or little, if you want baby gear or you want clothes for next year, whatever you're looking for, the biggest tip I can give you when you're trying to pick a consignment sale is that you look for the one that's run by a church, run by just a local group of moms. So I used to be part of a twins club. We ran a consignment sale. The reason for that is that the ones run by individual groups or churches, they pay the consignment fee back to the people who own the stuff much higher than Tot Trade and some of the really big business focused ones. So if I'm a business, my goal is to make money. I am not going to pay my consigners a 80 or 90% rate back to them. So Tot Trade, for example, it starts at like 50 if you don't work it. 60, you can start to work up, but you're not going to get much higher than even like 65%. Now, I haven't looked at their numbers recently. They could have changed, but I doubt it. So what does that mean for you? Well, if I'm consigning a smocked fancy dress and I know that I'm only going to get 60% back of whatever I put on it, I am going to put a higher price on that item. So just in the end, it's going to mean lower prices for you. If I know that I'm getting back 90% of what I mark on it, I don't need to mark it up so that I can still get a decent return on my item. So just to, throw that out there. Those do have the best prices for whatever you're looking for. And then for baby gear, there are some things that you should never buy used, period. A car seat is one of them. There are some good car seat deals on Target's website today, or all week long, really. And, just deal hunt. for car seats, even as your kids move up. So this week, Target's offering 20% off car seats online and in store. And if you did the car seat trade-in that ended last week, you could use your 20% coupon from the trade-in on top of the 20% sale. So it's going to make for some good deals. Never buy a used car seat. You don't know whether it's ever been in a wreck. We don't need to take chances there. I would also be hesitant to go in with a really old crib, only because we have one that has now gone through 5 children. And the last one, she did a number on that one. So if I gave it to you, like one side doesn't really come down very well. I don't know. Like if you're buying a crib that's not put together, it's just the pieces and all the nuts and bolts are in a bag, you just have no clue what you're coming home with. So make sure that you can see the whole thing before you walk out of the store. You might not be very happy about it. So the start and end of yard sale season is consignment sale season. I guess you could say that, Aaron. We don't see a lot of yard sales in the dead of winter, but consignment sale season is that March window and then that mid-August to mid-September window. Is it better to go consignment or thrift stores to get the best price, or are they about the same? I think you're going to find that they're about the same. However, consignment stores are going to have usually better quality, because if I've got high-end smock dresses, having 5 girls, that's where my brain always goes to. I'm not going to be really apt to just give those to a thrift store. I'm going to want to get something back from a dress that could be upwards of 30 or 40 bucks, some of them even higher if we're talking like Strasbourg. Crazy expensive dresses if you go name brand. I am not going to hand that away. So if you're looking for, matching Christmas outfits or anything that's towards a high end or better condition, even, probably going to find it in a consignment sale over a thrift store. If you're not necessarily, Karen, or we're talking older kids, then I can get some name brand items that maybe those kids never wore. They could even still have tags on them and they just got donated while you were cleaning out in the closet. But a lot of that is because, I can tell you this, Mama, I don't put near as much money as my relatives put into baby clothes. I do not put that into big kid clothes, and relatives don't buy big kid clothes. So baby clothes, we've got a lot of high-end stuff as it's given to you, or sometimes new parents will go out and just grab it. But those, you start to realize that your kids destroy clothing and you don't spend that money anymore. So you might actually do better on big kid clothes in a thrift store, depending on what you have near you. But at the same time, checking out 1 or 2 isn't going to hurt. What I have found with consignment sales is that the older the kids get, the fewer the options are, because most families with bigger kids are holding on to it. They're passing it down to a couple of kids. And then at that point, it isn't worth consigning. So then they're donating. So do be ready to head to consignment sales and not have a really huge selection on big kid stuff. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I think I hit those. I'm trying to make sure I haven't missed anybody else's. Let's see. Oh, Aaron, off topic, with the new iPhones that came out, will the X, the 10-year special one, will it be going on sale, and would it be a good idea to do the Sam's deal for an iPhone X if you don't have a membership? So Aaron, the Sam's Club one-day event without a membership, I don't know that they will let you get those items. They try to be selective to members only on their one-day events. They do have a 10% upcharge. So if they did let you get the deal, that 10% on a $700 phone, you might as well buy the membership. Just saying. The more you're going to spend, the more it doesn't make sense anymore. There was a deal for headphones that I saw, and the 10% upcharge on those headphones for non-Sam's Club members was like $40. Guys, a Sam's Club membership is $40. So just get the membership versus paying the upcharge and then having nothing in the end. You at least got the membership instead of the upcharge. That's kind of the way I would look at it on that one, Aaron, if you're going to go in, just so you see. But that would be mine. I don't know whether the X 10-year special one will be part of that sale. That's so hard to know. What they've done in the past is the really big gift cards have been for the latest model. So I would love to see that. I just think that part of the holdout is going to be how many people are wanting the latest model of that iPhone. I don't know. So if they're not seeing a really big push on it, it might end up being the one down from that. But they always run $300 to $350 gift cards on that day. So that is definitely the day that I would be holding out for. And then in some cities, it's kind of a sleep outside the store event for phones, just to warn you before you hold out if you don't want to. When is the Sam's event? So Holly, it's usually 2 weeks before Black Friday. So you're going to make me get a calendar up here. But Thanksgiving's early this year, I want to say. That's always my fear. So Thanksgiving is, oh yeah, and then this calendar that I pull up doesn't even have holidays on it. Let's put Thanksgiving on here, guys. So Thanksgiving, yeah, is on the 22nd. Black Friday is the 23rd. So it's going to make the Sam's Club one-day event, if I had to guess, is November 10th, or could end up being November 17th, so that we aren't messing with Veterans Day, because it's Veterans Day weekend. So, those would be it's either going to be the weekend before Thanksgiving or 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, but that's the one that you're going to want to watch. It's always on a Saturday. And then other than the phone deal for the Sam's Club, since we're already talking it, almost every other deal is going to be available online starting at midnight. The store opens, I think, at 7 a.m. So if you want the phones, you have to go to the store. But if you don't want the phones, if you want the really good TVs, which they were really, we got one a few years ago. If you want any of those other items, just hop online at midnight and you can knock them out. And it's midnight Eastern, so it works for us. You don't have to stay up till 3 a.m. waiting for the folks on the other side of the country to finally go to bed. We don't have to do that. That's kind of nice. Okay. So I think, yes, we're all caught up. We were all over the board tonight. Sorry, guys. My husband said we should just, if you've got to do keto next week, do keto next week, but stop talking about it. So I apologize if that's not what you wanted to hear tonight. But that was what everybody was wanting. So there we are. My plan while we're saying that, for next week was, saving at warehouse stores. So if you'd like to, we can do saving at warehouse stores. We can always talk keto, but for me, I don't feel like an expert yet, other than we've started to eat this way for the last couple of weeks, for him 3 or 4 weeks. And, but we can talk about it. I just don't want to, end up telling you things that either I'm wrong on or someone has some other ideas because they've been doing it a lot longer. So yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and hop off, and I will be back on Wednesday. I didn't share deals last week, but I will try to share the deals that we got in the grocery store this week on Wednesday, and then share any other sales or things that we're seeing around town. So thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you guys have a great night. And if you've got any questions that we didn't hit tonight, or you think of extra questions, you can always send me a Facebook message or an email. I answer Facebook messages a lot faster, just as a warning. And yeah, all the way around. But I'll be glad to help in any way that I can. So thanks for joining me. I hope you guys have a great night.